What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome to my WWE Extreme Rules 2017 predictions video. As always, let me know who you think is going to win down in the comments below. And as of now, I am recording this on Thursday afternoon. There have only been 6 announced matches for this Sunday. So if they announce anything else in the next, day and a half, I'm sorry, it didn't happen yet. I'm assuming maybe they'll announce Goldust R-Truth for the pre-show or something. I don't actually know. But I'm going to predict what matches are actually announced as of right now on this Thursday at 12 in the afternoon. So, first and foremost, we have a mixed tag team match player with the team of Rich Swann, Sasha Banks, Can You Handle This? Versus Noam Dar and the beautiful Alicia Fox. And this kind of had a weird build because it was just Sasha and Alicia for a while, and then they kind of repaired Alicia and Noam Dar because they had, I guess, split up and now they're back together. And it would have made more sense to have Sasha Banks and Cedric Alexander, but instead we're having Rich Swann because why not? Why not? But honestly, the build is kind of whatever. And I think that this is a pretty easy guess. The faces win because I don't really know what else you do with Sasha Banks right now. She was on top of the world, on top of the division, and now she's having a mixed tag match that, hey, it might even be on the pre-show. We don't know. Anyway, moving on. The first of 3 championship matches. Actually, I'm sorry, the first of 4 championship matches today. We have the Cruiserweight Champion, the King of the Cruiserweights, Neville, versus Austin Aries for the 3rd time. This is a submission match. And the question is, will Austin Aries finally be on that Neville level? Or will Neville continue to be the King of the Cruiserweights and retain his title? And if so, who do you move on Neville to next? Who's next in line if Neville keeps retaining against Austin Aries? So that being said, I think that it's been a pretty good run for Neville. I think it's finally time. I thought Mania would have been time, but it wasn't. So I think it's finally time to give Austin Aries at least a brief run with the Cruiserweight title. That dude has been doing a hell of a job, so here's hoping. Austin Aries. Moving on, we have this match, which is your Raw Tag Team Champions match. You have the Hardy Boys, who are not broken, versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag team titles in a solid steel cage. Twist of fate. That's right, you're putting the Masters of the Ladder match in a solid steel cage because that makes sense. And honestly, I think that puts the Hardys at a disadvantage because in this match, there's going to be a spot where Jeff Hardy can get out of the cage and should get out of the cage, but then his addiction as a spot monkey takes over. He goes for the Swanton Bomb off the top of the solid steel cage, potentially misses, costing them the match. So the question is, does that start the new beginning of a broken saga, or do the Hardys retain for reasons because of nostalgia? I'm going to say Sheamus and Cesaro. I think that if you're ever going to give them a fighting chance at winning the belts, I think having a match that the Hardys are not known for, a steel cage match, might actually give them a spot of luck. But here's Jeff Hardy just going for it. So, good job, Sheamus. Good job, Sheamus. Jeff Hardy not doing what I said he was going to do, and Jeff Hardy totally just leaving the cage and winning the match. So, good job. Sheamus is mad. Good job, Jeff Hardy. Congratulations. No, he won, Sheamus. He won. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's Tornado Rules. Now, I don't know. This Sunday, will it be a deal where if one guy escapes, they win, or does it have to be both? Because that could change things. But here in the game, apparently, it has to be both. And I guess that means that Sheamus and Cesaro are going to win here. Anyway, I'm calling Sheamus and Cesaro. Go, Cesaro, go. Give those boys a run with the tag team titles. Matt Hardy has been rendered obsolete. Delightful. Delightful. Here are your winners, and new! Alright. Anyhow, moving on to the Raw Women's title, we have your champion, Alexa Bliss, versus Bayley, in a kendo stick on a pole match, which that is such Vince Russo booking, it is insane. And I think that it's not time yet to take the Raw title off of Alexa Bliss. I think the This Is Your Life segment was terrible, and everyone involved should definitely be paid less, but that's on the writers, not on the performers. And yeah, this match, I don't know. They spent how long making Bayley look like a chump in any of her main roster stuff? And why not just continue doing that? They certainly see a lot of value in Alexa Bliss, so I don't see them taking the title off of her just yet. And as a bonus, that sets up, I guess, Alexa and Nia Jax, who wants her shot after the thing with Bayley. So I think that if any title is most likely to get retained on this show, it would be Alexa Bliss. Because they certainly have big plans for her, etc., etc. So, moving on to the most confusing match on this card. We have your Intercontinental Champion, the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose, versus The Miz. And this match, if Dean Ambrose gets disqualified in any way, he loses the title. So, this match hinges upon one simple fact. Will the lovely Maurice be at ringside or not, right? Because The Miz is more or less a smart heel, and any smart heel worth their salt would go, okay, well, if Ambrose gets disqualified, what if Maurice just attacks me, The Miz, you know, a slap or a kick in the nuts or whatever, that would get Ambrose disqualified, therefore I win the title. So, whether or not they address that, or if Maurice tries to slap and then say the ref ejects her, or something. They did something similar on SmackDown when they were having their feud on SmackDown, so that would not surprise me to reuse that here at Extreme Rules. But that's kind of the crux of this entire thing, is does Maurice try to intentionally attack The Miz just to give The Miz the belt, or is she not allowed at ringside, etc., etc.? Who knows? So I'd say pretty much Dean Ambrose retains here, and maybe move him into a different feud, because I'm so tired of seeing Dean Ambrose and The Miz. But, again, if Maurice interferes on The Miz, on behalf of The Miz, then The Miz will be your new IC champion. So, my official prediction is Dean Ambrose. But, very possible that they could pull some shenanigans and have Miz win it and extend that feud, etc., etc. We'll see. We'll see. That one is so 50-50 that it's too hard to call. So, moving on. Match number 6, your main event of the evening. It is the Big Dog, Roman Reigns, versus Seth freaking Rollins, versus the Demon Finn Balor. Don't know. Will he have the Demon thing or not? It's not a one-on-one match. It's a multi-man, so he might not. Versus the Eater of Worlds and the Eater of Pinfalls, Bray Wyatt. The Samoan submission machine. Samoa Joe. He's fat. According to Scott Steiner. Anyway, this is a number 1 contenders match. That's right. Your champion is not on the show, once again. So we're all fighting to see who can get his attention. Who can fight Brock Lesnar at Goodness Gracious Great Balls of Fire, which I believe is next month. Yeah, that's next month. So, this one, I feel like we know it's not going to be Roman Reigns. I think that, well, for what they've said, or what the word on the internet is that they want to save Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania next year, which means Brock's going to hold the belt until WrestleMania next year, and Roman wins it from Brock there. And the coronation of Roman Reigns for like the 3rd time, and people are going to boo him anyway, whatever. Roman, you're out. Bray Wyatt is still the Eater of Pinfalls, and it would not surprise me to see Bray take the pinfall into this match. They want to make him, you know, the next Taker-type character, but he always loses. Just about. So, I'm not really confident in Bray winning this match. Honestly, he should have stayed on SmackDown and stayed champion, because it would have been better served him over there. Now, I also think that Joe seems pretty unlikely, just because ideally you'd want to have Brock working somewhat heel as a champion who isn't around. So having a heel versus heel, as much as I would like to see Brock and Joe, it seems a bit too early for Joe, considering how he's just come on the main roster pretty recently. So that seems unlikely. Although, they've said this match is kind of a one and done, so it's not going to continue any kind of a feud, so you could do a Joe match there. But I think your two most likely would be either Seth Rollins or Finn Balor. And honestly, considering that Paul Heyman, the Advocate, was the only one he addressed for reals in a promo thing, was Finn Balor. So I think that makes Finn Balor more or less the favorite going into this thing. And if they're going to do a one and done, they can do a bit where, alright, if Finn Balor pins Bray Wyatt in this match and then costs him that opportunity, then after Finn Balor loses to Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire, we can get into that Finn Balor-Bray Wyatt feud, because they teased that when Bray Wyatt first came on a Raw, so, at some point, that should get paid off. Maybe. We'll see. So, my official pick will be Finn Balor, but there is a good chance that Seth freaking Rollins is definitely owed a match against Brock Lesnar, because Seth didn't lose it, right? He got hurt and had to relinquish it. Finn Balor didn't lose it, got hurt to Seth and had to relinquish it. They both have a fair argument to getting this shot, and honestly, having to fight for it seems kind of weird, because they should just be able to get a shot, considering that they, never lost it in the first place. Anyway, those are my predictions for Extreme Rules this Sunday. There's Dean Ambrose retaining in a bloody battle with The Miz. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. And I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.